Today, I want to take you on a journey, not outside but deep within yourself. A journey that doesn't require a passport, a ticket, or even your feet. All it needs is your heart. Because the destination is you, and the message is simple: Allah exists inside you. True strength is often misunderstood. We're taught to associate it with physical power, with muscles, dominance, or the ability to control the world around us, but life has a way of revealing the truth. Strength is not how hard you hit, but how softly you endure. It is not in how loud your voice is, but how deeply your silence speaks when you're hurting. Real strength, the kind that touches souls and moves hearts, lives quietly inside, in your ability to carry invisible. There are people who have lost everything: their health, their loved ones, their dreams, and yet they smile. Not because they are untouched by pain, but because they've learned to live with it without letting it consume them. Their bodies may be weak, but their hearts are made of fire and faith. That kind of strength cannot be taught in a gym or earned through applause. It comes from falling into the depths of despair and still finding something inside you that whispers, "Don't give up." Have you ever seen someone who radiates peace even though their life is filled with storms? That peace doesn't come from a perfect life, it comes from a perfected connection with the one who placed his light inside them. They have found strength in prayer, in patience, in surrender. Every time they were brought to their knees, they chose to rise not with bitterness but with belief. They are proof that strength is not about being unbreakable, it's about being broken again and again and still choosing love, gratitude, and faith. What makes this inner strength so powerful is that it doesn't seek attention, it doesn't demand to be seen or praised. It just exists quietly, steadily, like a heartbeat. You may not even realize how strong you are until one day you look back and see everything you've survived. You didn't shout, you didn't fight back in anger. You simply endured, kept moving, kept believing. That's not weakness, that's divine strength wrapped in humility. When life pushes you to your limits, it's easy to think you're not strong enough. But strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the still voice that says, "Try again tomorrow." Sometimes it's getting out of bed when your soul feels heavy. Sometimes it's smiling at someone else when you're drowning in your own storm. This is where you find Allah within, in those silent moments where no one sees your effort but Him, and yet you keep going, powered by something far greater than the world can understand. And so, the next time you feel weak, remind yourself the world only sees what's on the outside, but Allah sees what's inside. Every time you choose patience over panic, compassion over cruelty, and hope over hopelessness, you are embodying the strength He placed within you. You are not fragile. You are a carrier of His light, a reflection of His mercy, a warrior in silence. You are strong, not dis. There are moments in life when everything seems to fall apart. Your plans crumble, your relationships fade, your health deteriorates, and your dreams dissolve right in front of your eyes. In those moments, it's easy to believe that you've been abandoned, left alone in the darkness of your struggle. But what if I told you that the very darkness you fear is carrying within it a divine light? A light that doesn't flash like lightning but glows steadily. like a candle lit deep within your soul, reminding you that Allah never left. He placed His light exactly where you needed it most, inside your pain. Struggles have a strange way of revealing things we never knew existed within us. You think you're weak until life tests you, and suddenly you find strength you don't know you had. You discover patience that surprises even you, that strength, that endurance. It isn't random, it's not your own doing, it's a spark of divine energy, the light of Allah that awakens when the world turns dark. While the world may only see your tears, Allah sees the noise. Every sigh, every whispered prayer, every time you break and still choose to believe, that is where His light shines the brightest. Many times we associate divine blessings with ease, comfort, and visible success, but some of the greatest blessings come wrapped in pain, hidden in difficulties, disguised as silence. You may ask for Allah's help and receive a hardship instead. It may feel like a rejection, but it's actually a deep form of connection. It is Allah refining you, strengthening you, bringing you closer to your purpose through every challenge. When life puts pressure on you, it's not to destroy you, it's to turn you into something rare and beautiful, just as coal becomes a diamond under intense pressure. Your soul begins to glow through struggle. It's in the darkest nights that stars are most visible. Similarly, it's in the darkest moments of your life that your connection with Allah becomes the most intimate. When everything is stripped away, your plans, your control, your expectations, what remains is a raw, vulnerable version of you, kneeling before the one who never leaves. And in that moment, when your voice trembles in dua and your eyes overflow with tears, you are not falling apart. You're falling into the arms of mercy. That is the divine light in your struggle, not the absence of pain, but the presence of meaning in the midst of it. Sometimes we don't realize the value of our hardships until much later. You may look back and see how the hardest chapters of your life made you more compassionate, more forgiving, more grateful. What you thought was breaking you was actually building you. That sleepless night, that unanswered prayer, that loss, each was a lantern lighting the path to your inner awakening. And through every trial, Allah's light was sculpting your soul into something stronger, wiser, and more spiritually alive. So when you're in pain, don't just ask for it to end, ask to see the light within it. Ask to feel Allah's presence in the process. Know that you are not suffering aimlessly, you are being watched, guided, and loved in a way that this world cannot comprehend. The divine light is not a spotlight shining on you from above, it's a flame glowing within your own chest. And every time you choose to keep walking through the fire with faith, that flame grows and it leads you not just out of the darkness, but deeper into the heart of divine connection.